Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today, we are going to find out just how well Uncle Joey knows women. I don't like saying that with Uncle. How well do I know women? I grew up, I have a sister, I have a close relationship with my mom. I feel like I know women, okay? Not perfectly, but I know some things. Let's find out. Let's go. According to studies, how many bras does the average woman own? Ooh, the average woman? How many bras? Well, I mean, you got 7 days in a week. You know, that's 7. All right. Let's say this. 7 days in a week, minimum we got 7 bras. But I think most of those are probably just your standard, like, here I am, I'm a bra type thing. But then you got to get cute with it, and you got to get some lace ones. So let's say there's 3 sexy bras that they got. Now we're up to 10 bras. Then there's, like, the sports bras. Are we counting that? Counting sports bras? Because then I'm going to add 4. Okay, I'm not counting sports bras. So we're back at 10. I do think it's like, oh, I don't really like this bra, but it's comfy, so I'll wear that. So we got that. I'm going to say the average woman has 13 bras. It's an average of 8. Ladies, come on. You and I both know that those things sweat. I just got word that women have an average of 8, but really are only wearing 2 or 3. Interesting. I do think that the tits are the balls of the woman. I know that these balls sweat, and I know that tits sweat, especially the bigger ones, okay? It gets hot in there. It's humid. If you're in Orlando, Florida, forget it. 8 is definitely on the low end, I would say. I would say you need at least, I would say 13 is probably the more, not saying you got to wear all 13 and keep that rotation, but you need 13. Who is the most followed woman on Instagram as of 2025? The most followed woman. I know this. I don't know this. Fuck. You got Taylor Swift. You got... Ooh, is it Selena Gomez? Yes. Selena Gomez. I knew it. I knew it was Selena Gomez. 417 million? Holy fuck, dude. Imagine she did like a fucking sponsored post. They're probably backing up the fucking Brink truck for that. In ancient Egypt, oh god. Women put this substance into their vaginas before sex as a form of birth control. Wet sand? Oh, you can make like a, what's it called? Like a sandcastle blockade, like a dental dam. But sand. Crocodile poop? That one I'm having trouble understand. This is kind of weird to say, but I didn't know they pooped. Like obviously they have to poop. Like when you think of animals, I've never seen someone be like, "Be careful, that's crocodile crap." I've never seen it, so I've never thought about it. But okay, leaves and grass. The fuck, it's like a gutter in the suburbs. Just fill it with leaves and grass. It'll stop. Well, that does work in the suburbs, now that you think about it. When they have leaves and grass in there, they got to get on a ladder and they got to scoop it out because the water won't pass. So in a way, that makes a lot of sense. Crushed up beetles? I fucking hope it's not that one. I'm going to say the answer is, I'm going to go with leaves and grass. It's not leaves and grass. Crocodile poop? Oh my god, the ancient Egyptian women were shoving crocodile dung D in their shit. Oh, just lining the walls with poop. Dude, how are we not... Oh, you said... No one said it worked. Yeah, I mean, I'm not really worried about it working or not working. I'm more worried about the pH balance in that thing because I feel like that's going to throw it off a little bit. We have women nowadays that can't use certain soaps. Imagine throwing a little crocodile shit in there. What % of women have claimed to fake an orgasm in their life? Oh, have just done it one time? I've done it before. I think it's high. I'm going to say 63%. 70%? Oh, I'm so close. Give me that. 63 to 70. 70% of women out there have faked an orgasm in their entire life. If there wasn't a bigger indicator of how whack we are with penises, you know what I'm saying? Only 30% of women are like, no, I've been, it's been good. Oh, God, what are we doing, fellas? I don't know if anyone's ever faked with me. That would be interesting to find that out. It would be devastating. Not interesting. It would be devastating to know that. Name a woman whose name starts with the letter F. You have 10 seconds. Go. Fran Drescher. Who is that? Is that the nanny? Fran Drescher. I know women. I know Fran Drescher. In which decade did authorities in the U.S. enforce modesty laws by having swimsuit police go to beaches and use tape measures to ensure women's swimsuits were not too revealing? Sweet. Fuck. This was in a video that we did a while ago, and I can't remember the decade at all, but I do remember the details of what was going on. Women were literally getting arrested for wearing like one-piece bathing suits or whatever. Even back then, like that, a one-piece bathing suit was basically that you're basically naked to these guys. But there was police at the beach measuring women's bathing suits. I would have robbed 1,000 banks. These morons are at the beach measuring fucking swimsuits, dude. I'm leaving with the whole vault. I'm going to say this was the 20s. Is it 20s? Bang! No wonder it was a Great Depression. You guys weren't seeing any high thigh, dude. The Great Depression in the 20s, or was that the 30s? It was the 30s. Yeah, no, I mean, the 1920s. Bad year for thighs. They weren't letting them dump out their legs, which is fucked up. Don't really get it. Don't know why the police are at the beach. I'm glad we pulled that one back. What is the average shoe size of a woman in the U.S.? Women's size? I don't really know how that works. The average shoe size for a woman in the U.S. is 7. 8! That means that I'm thinking women have smaller feet than they do. Do women care about the size of their feet? I mean, no one wants shovels, like a size of 12 or something, obviously. But like, true or false questions. Men have more dreams about having sex with celebrities than women. I think this is a trick question. Because every part of you wants to be like, yeah, obviously men have more dreams about having sex with celebrities. But I think that men probably stupidly say it out loud more and maybe don't dream about it. You know, women, I believe that women are better sleepers than men, so have more dreams. And I feel like women, when it comes to sexual stuff, are more imaginative. Like they like, you know, like audiobooks and actual books and like dreaming and daydreaming about getting tied up and slapped with ham and shit. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Sorry, Mom. I'm going to say false. I think that women have more dreams about having sex with celebrities. Correct. There you have it, okay? Like I said, women are more imaginative, you know? Men, they're visual. They're like, there's fucking Margot Robbie. That would be nice. You know, but they're not thinking about that when they go to sleep because they're thinking about the Giants being 1 and 3. That's what they're thinking about. True or false, breast milk can contain different flavors depending on what the mother eats. This is true. Yes, it is, folks. My sister is a lactation consultant. I've learned a thing or two about the breast and its contents. The milk is what I'm referring to. What would be my ideal flavor? I would like a fruity milk. You know what I mean? Kind of like maybe if you ate a lot of strawberries or something like that, then I'd hop on that tit. All right, before we get to the rest of this video, we do have some sponsors. The first one being Babbel. Babbel is an award-winning app that is going to make learning a new language fun and effective. Okay, I've used Babbel for many years, trying to brush up on my Spanish, but they have every other language that you could possibly think of, I think, on there. They have German, they have Italian, they have Spanish, they have Turkish, they have, just go check it out. They have a lot of these languages. But if you've ever wanted to travel somewhere and be able to sort of assimilate into the culture a little bit more by learning the language, Babbel is a great way to do that. Also, if you just feel like it would have some real-world impact on your life, definitely helpful there. But I've used it many times before because I learned Spanish all through school, but I feel like I didn't retain a lot. But with Babbel, you really learn effectively, and you don't have to do, 15 years of schooling or anything like that, okay? Because this is created by over 200 language experts to make sure that you are getting the actual knowledge that you need to be able to have a conversation in these languages. One of the coolest features they have is an in-app conversation partner. So you can actually practice having conversations with someone within the app. So as you're learning, you can see how good am I at this language at the moment. So if you want to learn a new language, you can get started with Babbel. Just go to babbel.com/Joe and you'll get 55% off of your subscription, okay? Again, that is babbel.com/Joe and you will save 55% off of that subscription. That is more than half off for all you mathematicians out there, okay? 55% off, babbel.com/Joe. Enjoy. And we also have SeatGeek. SeatGeek is where you're going to get all your tickets. You're going to a concert, you're going to a Broadway play, you're going to a baseball game, basketball game, it doesn't matter. They got them all on SeatGeek. Honestly, I think a basement yard show is on there too. Just saying. But I love SeatGeek. I've been using them for years. I love their interface. I love how there's transparency. They let you know if you're paying a bad price for a ticket or a good price for a ticket. It's all color-coded. So I like the transparency. You know what I mean? And also, we're going to save you some money. And if you use the code JOE2025, you will save 10% off of any tickets. So if you're looking to get out there, bring someone to something or go to a game or whatever it is. I mean, the NBA is right around the corner also, so you might want to get out there and watch a game. Use our code, go JOE2025, okay? So go download the app, the SeatGeek app, and use the code JOE2025 to save 10% off of your next set of tickets. You're welcome. The word vagina is derived from the Latin word vagina, which literally means sheath, referring to the covering for a sword. I don't believe this is right. I guess the vagina is the covering. This feels more like, you take the word vagina out and put in foreskin. You know what I'm saying? That's more of a sheath. Dudes who have foreskin, it's kind of like shing. Like you gotta actually pull, like, cause if you have a bunch of foreskin, it's kind of like it's not even a penis yet. You gotta really take it out of the sheath to be like, okay, now it's a penis. You know what I'm saying? Greg doesn't know what the hell I'm talking about. I'm gonna say this is false. I think that the Latin stuff is about penises and not vaginas. It is true? Oh, fuck. Oh, so vagina means sheath. So you tell me in Latin it was like, it's like, I should pull my sword from my vagina? Oh. I'm thinking of pulling it out, and it should be putting it in. Up until 1972, women were banned from participating in this. This is going to be interesting. Running marathons, attending concerts. What? Going into the office while having their period, or participating in the Olympics. 1972 is not that long ago. My mother was probably like teenager or like in her 20s or something. I don't even know what year my mom was born. Going to the office while having their period. I feel like I would have known about that. Like if that was a thing. I'm going to say participating in the Olympics for some reason. I feel like maybe sports were a little more gate-kept than the other stuff, like attending concerts. What would be the reason for not having women there? Also, it was the 70s. You know, that we're talking about like classic rock and whatever stuff like that. Like pretty sure a lot of people were pulling their boobs out at those types of concerts. Like, I think I don't think that could be true. I'm going to say the Olympics. Is it the Olympics? It's the marathons? Oh, why were they not letting them run marathons? So apparently women were barred from running marathons for whatever reason. But what year was it? Around 1967, a woman applied to run a marathon with a gender-neutral name. And as she was running, they were trying to pull her off of the track. Like, get this fucking woman out of here. This is boys only time. But then a bunch of men made like a wall around her to help her finish. So they were keeping the other people like who were trying to rip her off the track. They like kept them away. She was the first woman to finish a marathon. What's her name? Just so we can give her that credit. Her name is Catherine Switzer. She was the first woman to finish a marathon. That's awesome. Dude, and she did it in a fucking full sweatsuit. You saw that picture? Yeah, they were all in sweatsuits, dude. I can tell you this right now. Someone in shorts and a t-shirt. I almost died at the marathon, so kudos. Which answer is not true? There are studies that claim that women orgasm more often during sex if, oh God, their partner is a woman? Fuck. I hope that's not the answer. There's at least 15 minutes of foreplay. Their feet are warm. What? There is music playing. Well, I hope it's not that. Oh, 3 of these are true. Which one of them is not true? I'm going to say 4. If there's music playing, I don't think that's true. I think that if their feet are warm, they're more likely to orgasm because I don't know. And there's at least 15 minutes of foreplay. Dude, anybody with 15 minutes of foreplay, we're right at the precipice of the thing. A warm-up of 15 minutes, you're going to pitch a good game. And then if their partner is a woman, that would make sense. You know what I mean? Yeah, there's that age-old question. It's like, with lesbians, how do you know when it's over? They're not stopping until they both get to where they need to be, so you assume that helps. So I'm going to say the thing that, is that's not making women orgasm is music. Correct, baby. You think I don't know orgasms? I don't know what I'm doing. Fun fact, I've never had sex to music. I've never gone over and be like, hold on, let me put on Lil Wayne. No, never. Female libido peaks within this age range: 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60, or 60 plus. When are women the most horny? I'm going to say 30 to 40 because I think that, I don't know. I'm going to say 30 to 40. That's it? Nailed it. Yeah, 30 to 40. 20 to 30, you would think that makes the most sense, where you're young and you think like the hormones are raging or whatever the case is. But I feel like you have less of an it's more of an experimental, portion of your life where you're having sex and figuring out what you like and what you don't like. By the time you're 30 to 40, you probably have like a long-term partner, and you guys have like been through the ringer, and like now now you know what you like, and it's like, yeah, you have an understanding of it more, so you would naturally be more into it. Greg's like, sure, it's all hormonal. It's all hormonal. It's not what I'm saying, but it feels right to me. Which fact about women is false? The clitoris can continue growing throughout a woman's life. I believe that's true. Women blink twice as much as men in their life. Women's hair grows faster during a full moon because of hormonal tides. Get the fuck out of here. Although retrograde. Women make up 70% of book buyers in the U.S. I feel like it's more than that. There's definitely more than 70%. Which one of these is false? The clit? Can it keep going? It keeps growing like a balloon? Does that mean that like old women just got the top of the line big versions of it? Women blink twice as much as men in their life? Probably because, when they're putting on mascara, That's setting you off right there, and that could be a couple times a week or something, or I don't know, maybe every day. I have no idea. Women's hair grows faster during a full moon. What? I'm gonna say that one. Yeah, I'm gonna say that one. I'm gonna say women's hair doesn't grow faster during a full moon. We're not werewolves, correct? Bro, I know women. If there's one thing in this world that I know, it's women. I'm getting them right, but my explanations are wrong. But the thing is, I got a hunch. Last one, finish strong. Which fact about women is true? The average woman spends 3 years of her life painting her nails. Women's tears can contain natural painkillers, which is why crying makes them feel better. Oh, get the fuck out of here with this. What is it? The Phoenix from Harry Potter? Women can smell rain 12 hours before it falls. What is this? Although I think I can do that. Not 12 hours, but like an hour. Women's hearts beat faster than men's, even when resting. I don't know if that one's true. My sister-in-law, her resting heart rate's like 47, dude. So that's lower than mine. The average woman spends 3 years of her life painting her nails. That's a lot of time. Painting your nails doesn't take that long, and how often are you really doing it, ladies? 3 years seems like a lifetime. It's actually 3 years of your life. You know what? I'm going to say that women's hearts beat faster than men's, even at rest. I nailed it? Boom. Boom. Boom shakalaka. Biologically, we have some differences here. You got faster beating hearts, all right? Even though now that makes me insecure because, like I said, my sister-in-law, she has a very low resting heart rate that is lower than mine, and biologically, mine should be lower, which means that she's just a better athlete than me, and that's something I'm going to have to live with now. Fuck. But there you have it, folks. Old Joey, he knows a thing or two about women. Thank you for anyone watching this video and making it all the way through. We appreciate you. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.